maybe you could see a Viper coming out here if they wanted to play something like that.
All right,
What are they gonna run?
Yeah, I'm excited
Astra.
to see this. Leaf is going to be
Harbor!
Harbor coming out.
Oh my God!
I like
Okay.
that.
Dude,
I like that.
it's kind of cooking. I think this map, you can really make Harbor work. It's good for flood defending.
And
it's actually really nice for defaulting on attack.
Agent that Harbor works really well with Valen. He likes to be able to cut up the map, manipulate space. That's a good agent for him to use.
Almost no one is playing Neon here as well. So
Yeah,
to see a
is
Neon
a
come
rare
out,
pick.
that is weird.
Folks, this is it. Time to get this second elimination match underway. We got just the casters to call the action, fellas. Have fun with this one. Here is Achilles and Paper Thin.
Once more into the breach, G2 Esports looking to rebound after that loss to the hands of HyperX. XLG looking to do similarly. They're not wanting to go the same route, not wanting to suffer the same fate that EDG just did.
Absolutely. I mean, this is really important for their region as XLG because you're starting to look like maybe, you know, everybody might have been right about your region, that you're shaky, that you're the weakest region coming into this, but this is the team that a lot of people were pinning their hopes on as the most fundamentally sound, as the team that could actually potentially do damage here. But NRG proved that they were a step above, a class above. But we are going to go to Abyss, a map that is so important here for XLG. They're going to start on that defender side, the side where they got absolutely bullied, which is shocking because it's a side of the map that they were rather good on domestically. They had a couple 6-1s where they closed out maps really efficiently on that defender side.
Well, now going into the Abyss, XLG's map pick. G2 opting to change up the comps here, shattering our expectations with Valen bringing out this Harbor.
And you're going to be looking to see what that Storm Surge and the new High Tide really do for you here.
Okay, well, we're not going to see it in this round.
Forget it.
Valen's already dead. Picked apart there in mid. WS Leo able to find the opening kill of the map.
Why even Theorycraft? Why do I bother?
Sometimes you get shot, you die, but Spike is still going to be planted all the same for G2, but it's a 4v5. Let's see how the retake looks for XLG. Double push, both duelists working their way around towards the spawn, and Leaf is just not registering this at all. Trent will be able to trade one back, but you still have Raga on that angle, and I don't think he's going to be red at the moment. Baby trying to hold forward. Has to clear out these two players, but he's only going to be good for one. Trent now swinging the corner, finding a timing. Lysor going to be struck down. Looks for a little bit more, but Happy Way will get him with the Ghost. Raga's participation on that flank not going to be needed. XLG find the opening pistol.
Yeah, that's exactly what the doctor ordered here for XLG. Get off to a good start on this defender side. Just a nice pick here through the reveal there. Very nice. He just kept kind of spamming through. Valen tried to assume that he was going to stop with the spam, and he didn't. Paid the price. There's a couple players that got caught out in the open here. Kind of a 3-2 split. Cover mid and work their way back in towards a retake. OMEN immediately trying to hype the team up. Gonna need a lot from him on this Waylay. A little bit of a struggle last time out against NRG, but let's see what they got here. Looks like a fast B exec.
Look at this, push the pace here as drone goes up and over the top. Leo getting the tag onto one. Relative safety for Valen, but Twill still falls. Happy Way has the transfer, looks for a third, runs out of bullets, but Leo is there. Picks up the pieces as Jogamo gets taken down, and so far it's looking pretty damn flawless, but Leaf will be able to find the finish on the enemy Astra. So much more work now needed and necessary as Baby Bay 1v4 with just a shorty in hand. They know where he's at. Oh, trying to go for the no-scope, ends up costing him, but Raga will get picked apart, but they can just swap out the Stinger for the Outlaw. Now they're the Spectre, juggle the weapons around, and that's a 2-0 start for XLG.
Yep, pretty good, pretty good. You'll take that as XLG. Holding the line nicely up here. He's Happy Way. Sometimes things could get a little disorganized for XLG on some of these anchors that they were trying to attempt. You know, NRG does such a good job of diving in there and hitting you with some util and then knowing when to dive back and things like that, that it made it really tricky for the XLG defenders to really plant their feet, hold their lines. Mid-aggression, though, not going to see much.
OMEN's going to go for a push here, potentially. Yeah, swinging out. Going right past Valen's shoulder. Quick little refract back to safety. As Leaf, okay, on the linger here at B window. Takes out Happy Way. Solid first advantage found for G2. Look to play out this anti-bonus, but Lice were lurking forward into the smoke. Will be found. Baby spotting out the head. Gets the shot. That's now two-player advantage to get rid of strike into the A site. Raga, however, is here in position, finding Valorant once again. Baby goes up and over the top, clears out the enemy Yoru, and now it is just Leo to try to see if he can make this a bit more costly, but his position is known. Shockguards find a little bit of damage, but I don't think there's much more realistically to be done unless he can find a crazy shot onto Baby, but likely he's just going to tuck back, wait for the spike to explode, see if he catches somebody on the exits at the same time. But it's like Leaf not going to give him the opportunity, comes up with a 3K, and G2 Esports get themselves on the board.
Okay, exactly what you needed to do here as G2. Very clean anti-bonus, and they're going to have Happy Way's alt Leaf one away from his. The fragging that those two have been able to do, but I think for me, what I'm really curious about here is some of the early round macro that I'm seeing, and a lot of attention being paid to mid by both teams, and it's something that with XLG was where even in rounds where they lost, I thought they had some really nice ideas on how to take mid. Like you saw that two-man window push against Brock where you got that double kill. It's like that was the right idea, just you got outplayed. And things like that I could see G2 being aware of, using that Neon a little bit to do some scouting. Let's see if Raga can get some value out of this push.
This is mightily aggressive. 3 players just around the corner, but it's going to be able to find one and get out scot-free. Not fast enough for the punish. This drone now go up and over the top. Got the ping onto Happy Way. Baby trying to set up with the saturate, but it's not going to be able to find him and cannot get the flick. Raga finds himself a second, and Happy Way up over the top takes down Trent. G2 just not knowing what was hitting them here on this side of the map. They'll find themselves in a 2v5. Looks like XLG going to be maintaining the lead and stretching it 3-1, barring some incredible clutching at the hands of Valorant. It would have to be an ace. Finds the first to get himself on the board, sets up the smoke, but how are you meant to try to tuck away and stay alive with 48 seconds remaining in the round and just 21 health?
Have to see some mistakes from XLG to give him much hope. Just gonna try to wait it out.
Spamming the wall, trying to find that stray shot. They know that he's tagged up. They know he's down low. And now, his way through that connector. Have it decently sussed out as to where Valen could be. Do they want to pursue deep enough to find him? Flush him out and take the weapons away. Seems like they might have thought he slinked his way back over towards the spawn. So
10 seconds left.
For the moment, Valen looking likely to be able to retain this weapon.
Yeah, and the execute there for G2, just again a little bit out of sync. I mean, this is something that started to rear its ugly head against HyperX for G2. It's just not being able to coordinate as well. And you know, I had a quick talk with Jog before the match, and he said, "Man, we just got to get on the same page. Like that's what's killing us." And you know, you get that identification, and Baby can't track down the target fast enough. He's a little bit slow to the punch there behind the recon utility, and therefore he can't get the saturate to land. And Raggar's in a perfect position to punish it. So a lot of these things already going to be thought about because G2 is going to pop an early timeout.
Yeah, not liking this early deficit they find themselves in, and I think for good reason, because XLG, the defender side, wasn't exactly where they were putting up the best performance versus NRG. That was when they got over onto the attack, and their triple dive on the B site was just causing so many pains for NRG to try to deal with it and slow down that pace. If XLG is able to get a very strong start from this defending half, they're pretty well slated to be able to take this map.
Yeah, absolutely. And to add insult to injury for what was going wrong for XLG, because what you're saying is 100% correct. On the rounds where NRG started to slow the pace down, where they started to hold some of the mains a little bit deeper, when XLG wanted to get aggressive, they were just dismantling them. I mean, time and time again, you know, it's kind of nice here, I guess, as XLG. You don't have to worry about some of that Tejo utility. That was really giving them grief in terms of getting caught by, like, you know, the drone, and then you can't dash as the waylay, and they get player caught out. Like some positioning mistakes from XLG. Like that was one of the big things I noticed on this defender side was positioning mistakes, wide swings where they're out in the open when they don't need to be, trying to take fights where they're not favored because they could have changed their angle a little bit, maybe had a better opportunity against the NRG players, things like that. So far, looking better for XLG for sure. Let's see what G2 has dialed up. Stinger for Leaf. Everybody else rifles.
Oh, late TP here from Lysor, trying to go for a trap play, but does have to back away. G2 starting to suss that one out. Trent does eat a good amount of damage, so down to 43. Can always swap the weapon over, but we want it into the hands of Leaf, who's able to find a headshot, but cannot confirm the kill on the No Man, so he just dashes out to safety, utilizing this Cosmic Divide.
Go, go, go.
And it was so early. And because you've got 3 players at the front of A main there, you think they're going to make some pretty fast rotations here over towards B, but they're just clearing that space now. Be a little bit late. Let's see if Happyway want to get involved. The recon dart thwarting him initially. They're looking for flanks.
Arga again, sprinting around that flank, working his way across the attacker spawn now. Valen, most disconnected of the G2 players. To try to intercept this Yoro. Seems like now starting to get the read to try to go for the check. Swings out and will be able to win the fight. A critical headshot to be found, but Juggernaut's still going to be taken out by Baby. 2 massive kills for him, found over at the connector. Does get traded out, but now a 2v2 is Trent trying to utilize that Hunter's Fury, but doesn't get a shot. Happyway's just sticking this, and he's interrupted as the transfer will drag him off. Happyway looking for the turn, and it's going to be Trent narrowly coming out on top. That was almost catastrophic, but G2 will be able to find the round win.
That is on an absolute knife's edge. Trent there, hopefully that's a confidence booster for him, that he's able to get that clutch. My goodness, Valen a big, big win. Baby Bay hitting some good shots. Just want to throw it out there. Excited to be able to cast him. Good friend. But yeah, that was scrappy though. I mean, I think that really could have gone XLG's way. If Baby Bay doesn't hit those 2 shots, if Valen doesn't win, there's so many little things that could have gone wrong for G2. Again, liking the macro from XLG. Get some sharp shooting from Rarga and Happyway and company. He's going to send out the ult there.
It's a quick exit, but now you have this later linger from Leaf. Look at him, still positioned in the attacker spawn. Knows that XLG have been going on these flanks. Wants to try to intercept rather than be the one that got punished. Seems like they're suspicious of it. Do have some weaker weaponry, but now Trent taking that point. He has to swing in from behind, finds the first. No man, Leo, they could just push forward and try to just dismantle the players that are there on the site. Up the pace, and it seems like that's exactly what they're going to try to do is Valen. Spraying and praying, but eating a bit of damage in return. Tries to slow down to the approach, but at the same time, Happyway's able to find Baby Bay. Valen's tagged down the 2, still finding that elimination. It's all down to Jogamo and Leaf. Here's the rotation into the site. The time starting to get away from them. Has to go for the full stick, but Jogamo will strike in off the flank, finds that kill. Leaf wanting blood, will be rewarded with it. Nothing to be retained here on either side. All players dead, but G2 tie it up at 3-3.
There's really just good awareness from both sides. I'm quite impressed with what I'm seeing from both teams in terms of how they're thinking about these rounds, how they're thinking about their strategy. Baby Bay there. Gonna outduel Rarga, create some space. That's what you're gonna need as G2. And again, XLG has the awareness of that late lurk from Leaf, even though it ends up costing them because he's patient enough to wait until they've fully committed past that angle. Tons of ults here for XLG. This is a very important round for them in terms of the ult economy and their actual gun economy. Goes Baby Bay.
Just looking for the dash in again, catches a glimpse of No Man. Frax out, but this is all a bit of a ruse to try to keep some attention tied towards this side of the map. At the same time, Leaf in mid, able to win out the fight versus Leo. Drone on that Sova util not going to be available for the potential retake as Raga's nearly fished out of that tower position. Talking about similarly, Happyway just goes for the spam, finds the kill. Raga hadn't even gone to the dimensional drift yet. That is just unlucky. At the same time, Baby Bay now going to be taken down. It's a player advantage over to the side of XLG. Looking for the pop flash out, Valen tucking into the corner, eventually will fall to push forward through the Cosmic Divide, and Leaf narrowly able to win it out versus the Orbit's going to be paranoid up. Just sat here in the cubby, and Lysor will be able to flush him out. XLG not allowing for G2 to gain the lead.
Yeah, it's such an important battle for mid that's going on to give that extra player advantage. You don't get to see it on screen, but Baby Bay with the follow-up layer after he sold a bit of a fake. And Leaf clears the first, and Baby Bay has to worry about a bunch of different angles, and Lysor comes in pretty late. He gets a big win out there. Rarga, all that info. This is huge right here. That second kill, the fact that he's able to double down on the players coming out of the Cosmic Divide, absolutely brilliant.
Come on, man. Yes, I turn.
Back up on his feet. OMEN hyping right alongside him. Has to be excited about in the G2 camp at the moment.
Happy Ways 12-4 right now.
Was so highly rated coming into this tournament. And he is showing why. Not even a stinger variety of an eco. Well, this attempt here for G2, just a couple sheriffs and classics otherwise.
I feel like this is a bit of a head scratcher for G2. You don't get any contact here, posting up players so deep in mid. Now there's finally a drone that goes on an exploration, but I don't think it saw anybody. Still
OMEN will find the shot. One player going to be taken down. Seems like Leo, very strong awareness of this position from Baby Bay. Saw him drift across. And Baby Bay now, last one standing with the classic. Should just be dead to rights, and he will be. 5-3, XLG. Already having a very strong defender side. G2 feels like already needing to win this follow-up round. They've got 3 ultimates to try to utilize.
Yeah, I think this might be one of those times where try to go for those big set exec plays, see what that kind of rehearsal has looked like, the practice in the lead up to this map for G2, something that worked a treat for NRG. Might be a moment where you can try to double down on that a little bit. Hammer this B site. It gave XLG grief to try to hold this down. Saw it time and time again that NRG was able to brutalize their way through. Like you said, tons of ults available.
Happy Way just drifting inside of the site. Just gets stunned up. This player managed to spot him. No. Baby Bay lands right there in front of his crosshair. Now he is still free to dance around this site. Cosmic Divide going to be called in again from Lee, but Araga all around the back finds him right as he exits out of the astral form. Pushes the smoke and Chogamo! Mo's down 3, gets the 4th! What a timing to be found! And that is one hell of a way for him to jumpstart the engine at just the 1 kill before. And he just tears them all to pieces in the blink of an eye.
Only him. Only him, man.
Unlucky TP there from Lysor.
Oh, man. He could not have timed that better. Literally everybody's util or TPing or not looking his way. Unreal. I mean, that looked so good for XLG. And a late dart there from Trent. Baby Bay's ahead of the curve. So again, that coordination between those two players, a little bit lacking here on Abyss.
Aggro TP in the mid. Lysor's going to be scaling forward the sliding cross, and he absolutely destroys 2! Unbelievable transfer to be able to find Valen as well. This is such a snappy reset. OMEN tagged low, but does have that regen armor behind. Meanwhile, Raga trying to hold here in A main. Seems like they're suspicious. There's the push, but he's got the Guardian, he has the 1-tap. Will just make a very short hop exit back into the site. Baby Bay cannot find the punish. He needs to stay alive as Leaf is on the approach here, but Raga just catches him exploring around main. That leaves Leaf now in 1v4. It just feels like every time G2 find their footing, they get that round win. XLG are able to just kick their legs right out from beneath them.
And it's big plays from Lysor this time. Comes out, the 2-for-1, hits him on the slide too. That is filthy stuff. And Raga, tough angle for Baby Bay, has a lot to clear there. Raga, so sharp with that Guardian. Yeah.
See the frustration. Not wanting to have to use that second timeout in the half. He's just going to be holding that one. Overdrive now available for Jogamo. So a decent amount of firepower into this one. Hinder will connect, but there's no real way to chase in and find that punish. Meanwhile, noise made in mid. OMEN just scales in. It's flush against the box, but the swing could come through for Jaw, but no, hasn't gone around that top mid pillar.
They know he's there. They at least suspect. This danger pings over in his direction. Now they know for sure.
And there's the catch.
Done.
The overdrive not to be seen in this round. Once again, a player disadvantage to G2. Clear the recon. No info going to be gained there. Raga just staying flushed against the wall to push forward. VALORANT able to find one with the stinger. Baby Bay as well. Getting involved, finds Lysor. The Harbor now taken down. It's frantic, spraying and praying for Raga, but eventually finds the reset to eliminate Leaf. Drop down Baby Bay. Saturated, still able to find himself a third. Now they're going to go for the backside plant, but it is Happyway on the opposite side. This guy has been a menace. For now on the approach, he's the one eating the early damage.
He's going to have a lot to play with here. Stars are coming up. See how he wants to set this up. Place them, try to make it look like he's pushing there from the spawn side, but he's wrapping the window.
Even just the micro that he's got going on in this approach is damn impressive, but Trent will be able to find the kill. Lone survivor once again, G2. He's unable to get these round wins cleanly. It's very sparse when they pick him up as well, but in with a shout to try to make this a 6-6 half. They nearly have a stacked deck. It's 4 ultimates to utilize.
I mean, it just feels like some of these rounds come down to some hero plays for G2, where you need somebody to get that big 3K to reverse the great starts that XLG is having. Again, I can't credit XLG enough with the macro ideas, the strategic view that they have. Sometimes they lose in these scrappy battles where they get caught in a timing like we saw with Jogamo earlier. This time they're going to move Happyway over. Convergent pass, he's going to be able to sidestep it.
Pushes up in towards tower, clone to be cleared, overdrive now going to be popped, and Happyway isolated, picked apart. Jogamo not looking to overstep, however, as the Hunter's Fury is now going to be called in. Just for a quick check around the back, but the Dimensional Drift is in from Raga. Trying to see what he can spot out, get these defensive positions known. He's seen damn near everything, makes his exit. And now they get ready to go on the push. Baby Bay, however, still on tower. Takes out Lysor. It's a 2-player advantage to the side of G2. The swing in, Baby Bay finds himself another. Draga dead. Tobias Leo, an ace clutch to try to get XLG a lead at the half. Hunter's Fury now coming through, scouted him out, and VALORANT will be able to find the shot on the drop. 6-6. We are all tied up at the half.
That was a really nice round there, a really nice set execute for G2 off of that convergent pass, a relay bolt to follow it up to clear out the corner that Happyway is in. Really nice setup on this one, and then he can just hunt him down. You have the Nova Pulse there too, great stuff.
Well, G2 were able to sit back, watch XLG play this attacker side previously. What have they learned, and can they shut it down? We'll find out after the halftime break.
Come on! Let's go, boys!
Red Bull gives you wings.
Why you play hard? Why they wanna move like that? Why you want gone? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? Why they wanna move like that? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? Why they wanna move like that? Why you want gone? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? Why they wanna move like that? Why you want
Coaching staff continue to talk with these teams. G2, very difficult scrape by to make it up to 6 here at this half. Can they find an opening pistol? Try to run this one back, or is XLG once again gonna find a very successful overall attacker side of the map? Gave energy so many fits once they had swapped sides. Have to anticipate that that's going to be the same.
Yeah, I think for me, when I'm looking at this from XLG's perspective, I'm trying to get the read on how does G2 want to play this half with this composition? Do they want to get aggressive because they've got double duelists? Are they going to be setting up a lot of traps at mains with the Neon Waylay combo because you have so much ability to just stun up, slow up, saturate your opponents and get that free pick and get out, things like that. But on the other side of the coin, because you have a Harbor here, it also starts to make you think, well, maybe they're going to play a bit retake heavy potentially because you have some ability to do that too. But it's actually just a pretty spread formation, deep posts early. Giacomo trying to get up there.
Oh, sees the TP4, just has to back away. Drops down, giving up that space, and for now, XLG will be in control of the site. Fast rotation is going to be coming through. Meanwhile, Happy Way, a late linger into mid, going to be spotted, but he finds the headshot onto Trent.
Jeez.
Yeah, damage even now, Giacomo dead as well. Will be able to peel one back, so a 3v3 as the dust settles. Advantage for the moment. Two XLGs, they look to try to hold this line. Baby swinging, finds the finishing shot, but Happy Way trades it. Leaf again, now on the hunt. Goes up and over the top, he's unanticipated and unread. The Cove there to try to protect Leaf, just body blocking as well as the defuse gets held up to completion. A 3K for Leaf and a pistol round win for G2 puts them in the lead for the first time here on Abyss.
There you go, now you get to see some real value out of Harbor, especially on a pistol round. Shield's gonna be tough to break. Great presence of mind there. Set one up high-low there for G2 on this retake. The star comes out immediately. You drop one underneath, set up another one up top, get that high-low, and it's so difficult for XLG to get the read on that. Really nice retake for G2. Looked like it might be another pistol going the way of XLG, but able to hang on. Oh, what a shock dart.
That is a massive bit of damage. 3 players tagged up, Happy Way eating the brunt of that. Follow-up, not going to be able to find anything more, but still, G2 very well set up for a clean anti-eco. Draga revealed, taken down, Baby with that outlaw on hand, but able to find OMEN as well, so now Duelist eliminated. That will come in, it's just Lysor, lone player at full HP, has a shorty in hand, playing his backside position, trying to see if anyone falls into his trap. Seems like maybe Giacomo getting a bit of a read of this one. Just sliding forwards, turning around, he's trying to find him. Eventually we'll be able to do something, not before VALORANT falls, but the cleanup will be swift. 4 players surviving, G2, damn clean. Move up now, 8-6.
Bit of a discussion, who wants the alt orb?
Make sure you get the orb onto the right player, make sure you've got all the good weaponry.
So I really like this round for G2 in terms of what I'm seeing in their defensive protocols. The patience here, the early darts, they're going to be waiting for that second follow-up dart to see if Trent can, double down on that, get a kill. There's a grab well there as soon as the execute comes through to cut the pieces of XLG in half, and then you've got the recon stuff to come through after that to get that vision, get that early kill, and just play that flood retake so they have a much harder time getting that plant down. Not a flood retake, but it's sort of a hold, we'll call it. But all that looked really crisp and sharp from G2. Well rehearsed. A clear there for Giacomo so he can keep pressing forward, and it's a big stack from G2.
He is not alone in this. This is a massive push out, 3 players, but it looks like they will just fade away. Not looking to go on the flank. Baby fires out a shot. Will be able to find the clone. Tucks into the corner now, though, as the saturate lobs in. Double dash over to the side to avoid getting caught. Shocks at the ready. Decent baiting here from XLG, just trying to get this util out of G2 nice and early. Frack now down, the push forward, OMEN on the peak, able to find one, Giacomo eliminated. Leaf desperately trying to find that kill, eventually will be able to do so, but now it's going to be Baby eliminated as well. 3v4, attempts the wide swing, but Lysor able to find the track. VALORANT, however, stinger in hand, comes up with 2.
Enemy remaining. Spike down
Going to a 1v1, the spike never planted. So Leaf just backs away, he dips out of the sight.
I got the spike.
Does he go for a full rotation? Where does Raga feel that he can plant this the safest?
Oh, no way.
Does he also
no way.
maybe think that he could cut across? He's pouring all the way around. Leaf tucking in over towards mid. Raga, does he peek the angle? He's gonna have knife out, and Leaf plays it to perfection. Another 3K. And now a bonus conversion for G2.
How does he read that? Unbelievable. saw something in the tape, and he's like, I bet he's going to try to go the other way. I'm just going to hold the angle just in case. You know, if he still plants B, that's fine, or excuse me, A, that's fine. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. And of course, Valen with a stinger. Such a scary weapon in his hands.
No,
Leaf up to 15.
Giving him the finger wag. It's been a series of massive rounds from this guy. As G2 now find themselves in a very healthy lead, 3 rounds up. So timeout call from XLG will come through. Try to steady things, but Economy going to be in a shakier position. Could be a buy down, Bucky, Stinger, something like that could come in, but take a look at the Coinbase win condition. And I mean, I'm curious what they're going to look to try to do off the back of this one, because one of the big things that was working so well for them was constantly attacking the B side of the map. Yeah,
that might be what he's talking about here. Just some ideas and how to maybe set up your spacing a little bit for these post plants. Because again, these flood retakes that G2 is going to be able to set up with this composition are extremely scary. You have so much util to cut off space, to cut off vision, and then explode into an area and take somebody out. You know, with that Neon Waylay, it can be really, really tricky, and probably just calming the team down a little bit too. You had some opportunities there to not give over that bonus, but a few shaky moments despite some really good stuff at times from XLG today in terms of sharp mechanics. Trent, oh goodness.
Trying the same shock dart this time, able to be avoided. For the most part, a little bit of damage on the Happy Way once again. Follow-up going to be sent in. No man, not quite landing there in tower. As Trent will get revealed, but just tucks back, sends out a drone of his own up and over the harbor wall, gets a spot onto a couple of players. They do backpedal as now here comes the drop down, and Trent able to find the timing. Braga not reading that he was being flanked out of that position, ends up onto the wayside. This baby Bay looking for another no-scope. This time won't be able to find it, but it's going to be Valen. His turn to find the 3K, his turn to take the lead. As G2 hit double digits.
And this high tide is so cool that Valen is using here because it cuts off the forces. This time, instead of using a grab well to dissect the execute, they use this high tide, and they're able to isolate players, set up those flanks in front of it, and then once that drops, then you've got the density of angles for yourselves for those crossfires to take into the main. Really nice setups from G2 on this defender's side. I like the variety that I'm seeing. I like the protocols that I'm seeing. And now they're leaning over B, expecting a change up in ideology from XLG. But XLG actually still thinking that A could be their money. But they're just going to go in towards mid-vent initially, but it's a TP back, just trying to bait some rotations out.
As expected, this is such a pivotal round. If XLG aren't able to find it here, Economy again kicked back. G2 2 rounds away from taking the map. Their ult Economy as well in a very healthy spot. Quick check from Lysor. Cancels him for now. It's a drone to lead forward. Cosmic Divide going to be called in from Happy Way. It's Valen sending out the ult, but gets the hit onto No Man, just pushes forward. Absolutely tears him to pieces. He's just locked him completely out of the sight. Now sets up another wall. Trent just now arriving. Paranoia sent through, but Valen still holding close, turns the flash, and has 2 of them lined up. Looks for that 4th, runs out of bullets. As Lysor able to hold his own. It would have to be an ace clutch
30 seconds
to get them back into this, to stop G2 from advancing up to 11-round wins.
I would hope he just saves here.
I have the spike.
Feels like he might have to. Take the time, grab the orb. But the time is just not there on his side. 10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds left.
And just tuck in along the wall, set up another smoke, and try to stay safe, try to stay protected. But Jogamo is sprinting in around the back. He pursues it a bit deeper, might be able to find him. Pop of the Nebula now will dissipate. Lysor holds his own to find a 3K, and does nearly manage to get that ace, but he cannot find the round win.
Well, I mean, still Lysor looking sharp, but it's all Valen. He just shuts this round down by himself. It's off of this Cosmic Divide because it's only leaving that small area in front of the bridge for the plant off of its angle. So he immediately counters with the Reckoning and just pushes. He's like, if they're flooding, I'm going to hit them with this thing. They're going to be slowed up, and I'm going to just come in and deal with them. And then he has that follow-up smoke util to give himself that extra room of space so they could set up that crossfire outside of the main. Beautiful. Great reactions again.
And it hasn't been too long since the previous one, but here comes the final timeout of Abyss for XLG. Now a 5-round deficit. After being neck and neck, they just haven't been able to find a single round win on this attacker side, and this is where we thought that they were going to be favored.
Oh, for sure. Especially after what you saw, you know, against NRG, where they're actually able to make somewhat of a fight, somewhat of a comeback there. But this is just, I think, just better game planning from G2, especially on this A side. You know, I was hoping that there'd be some exploration of B, but, you know, as G2 coming out of this timeout, I'm thinking leaning B again. Why not? You know, if you could just leave 2 on A and you can lock it out anyway, might as well. I'd love to see some kind of early aggression here from G2 in one of the mains, but looks like maybe they're just gonna consider something. We'll see. Looks
Gonna
like
keep
just a
hitting
default.
this A side of the map.
Yeah.
This time, Valen not there, doesn't have the ult online, but you do have Baby Bay with an operator. Wide angle from backside, trying to see if he can sneak a catch on anyone. Smoke will disrupt him though. Quickly makes his exit. Meanwhile, man, just breaking the door, cuts across into mid.
Look what they're doing. They're completely fanning out away from the A site because they're scared of that util that's been hitting them when they've made those executes. So they're just going to take space instead.
Trying some mind games there, I believe, Lysort. Make them think about where he could have TP'd to. Quick cancel. Valen is already hugging back towards that defender's spawn, so knows that he hasn't gotten himself into that position. Cosmic Divide, at the same time, going to be called in, but pretty much all players of XLG playing in front of this. 3 players now on the site itself. Draga trying to fish for something there with that Sheriff up over the top. Lysor with the Phantom, able to find Jogamo, the push forward into the smoke, gets Valen as well as Trent gets taken down with the Hunter's Fury. It seems like this time the timeout call working a treat as Alif will trying to tuck into that cubby. Will just get picked apart. Baby Bay stopping it from being a flawless, but will not be able to hold on to the operator. It is a Mastercard thrifty for XLG to rally their way back into this map.
Yes, you can see the answers here for XLG is they know that holding those deep post plants in a main isn't going to be effective against this comp. The way that they're able to layer those smokes. I mean, you saw it this time with the Cosmic Divide cutting off main, that we have to play a little bit on site, so that means we have to create space at Heaven, at Ropes, to make sure that we have those extra angles, that we can have a little bit of a safer post plant. So they're going to commit some extra resources to that early, some extra bodies to that early. So now we need to see what kind of adjustment G2 is considering. But it's looking a little stock standard other than what Valen's doing.
Baby, has that refract, sees the dash, and he's right there in front of No Man. Has him outdone. Shorty more than enough to get the kill. Looks like XLG with that kill, and still not going to be leaning fully into A. They want to explore in the mid once again. Valen just around the corner. Would almost certainly be dead to rights with the Stinger at this range, but then again, if anything, anybody can work a miracle with that gun, it would be him, but Leaf going to be the one getting taken down. Dimensional Drift going to be invested. Valen looking to try to get the collapse here onto Happy Way. Will be able to do so, gets himself a weapon upgrade. Meanwhile, Raga forward onto the site, spotting out the 2 defending players, and Jogamo snappy with that shot, but quickly is traded out. Snowman keeps him in with the advantage. Valen actually retaining the Stinger. Virgin Path's going to be invested. So XLG investing heavily into this round. Valen's still going to be good for 1. Jump spot, sees another, trying to hit the stun. Leo eating a bit of damage. Sends out the recon. Will have the clear, but gets the double ping. Knows that they're advancing from this position. The shock darts layered in. Hold them back. Swinging the corner, and that should be the cleanup, but Trent, last one standing, believe he has just enough time. Running out of it though, and no safe way to try to get a defuse going. This round will be XLG's as No Man finds a 3K. 3 more rounds to go, and they'll be tying us up.
It's looking really nice. This mid pressure that XLG able to create, really disruptive. Yes, a weaker buy for G2 here. That refract position Makes it easy for No Man. Nice work by Leo on that backside to really buy some time. Delay with his utility.
3 kills, baby, I'm back.
All right, I want to see more of that then, No Man. Keep it up.
4 ultimates available, though, for G2.
Don't miss me too much.
Baby Bait. Double dashing forward, trying to see if he spots anybody. Happy way. Nearby enough, but loses the fight. Slide across, Jogamo plants his feet. Eventually is able to clean up the kill. Meanwhile, in mid, Trent takes down Raga, and now the Daze is there, saturated from the ult. Baby Bait able to collect Lysor, that leaves just No Man. This time needs a 4K. Otherwise, G2 will be getting themselves up to map point. There's the first, looks for the second, won't be able to have it. Trent will shut him down. G2, 1 round away from closing out their opponent's map pick of Abyss.
Great adjustment here from G2, starting to push towards those mains. You know, if your opponent is going to commit a lot of bodies towards mid, that's going to open up some space for you to send a little bit of pressure on the extremities, and that is exactly what G2 does. And it's really, really nice there. And you have Jogamo to slide past to set you up with those 2-player situations. Don't give Happyway any chance to make any hero plays. Here comes a big one. There's a huge setup coming. Slowed up just a bit.
They're finally trying to attack into this B site. Hunter's Fury going to be opened up. Leap Valen able to find 1 apiece. The duelists are gone. There's that entry power. That dive dispatched. Lysor still yet with some fight in him. Doesn't manage to find a kill. Jogamo, a Bucky in hand here around the back, maybe able to find this spike, but it seems like they're wise to this. Staring at this position, but turns away from it, and that's when Jogamo finds a gorgeous timing.
Ooh.
Another solid shutdown from Lysor, seems to always have his number. He needs so much more. Refract takes Baby Bait out to safety, saturate close just in case a counter swing is coming through.
Without concealment.
But Happyway and Lysor been the top 2 performers for the squad thus far on this map. Have everything to do, and Valen has another timing. And okay, we'll just have a Leaf take him down off screen. 13-8, G2 struggling in that first half, but they look clean from the defense. They take down XLG on XLG's map pick.
Lysor stepping up again.
Yeah.
He drops 20 there. Happyway's aim looked superb, as did Rarga's. No Man was hitting some shots here and there too, so I don't think they're out of individual form. They were outplayed in the macro.
Yeah, but I just think the individual stuff from G2 is going to be bonkers with this comp. You know, it's a comp that they nicked from HyperX, and it's all about individual stuff.
Their attack side calling was great when they played this comp previously. They were able to have some really hard-hitting executes around Jaw with his Phoenix, and then later in that half, use them to sell fakes. They were really working the map excellently.
You should never see 100% defense win rate on one of these stats. Like that is, it's
well, and you want to know why? Because the last time we saw this composition for G2, they beat MIBR 13-4 on Haven. So this is going to be an uphill battle for XLG. Can they bounce back, force that map 3? Here's once again Achilleos and Paper Thin.
It all comes down to this for XLG. Needing to win on their opponent's map pick, needing to have a strong performance on this Haven where G2 have looked electric with this new comp, with this stylistic change. And that's just to push it into that 3rd and final decider map of Breeze. Otherwise, we will be saying goodbye.
Yeah, exactly, and it's an oppressive comp on the defender's side because of your ability to take fights at some tough angles, especially around the Phoenix and the Aura with those flashes. You can use it against some of that Viper util to cut through it, to kind of slow up some of the attacks, you know, let the Neon go through and deal with the back layers as well if you've got some good plans for that. Jog, speaking of, curveball out, he's got a punch.
And he is spotting so many players, but it's going to be Raga who runs him down, Leaf dead at the same time. The duelists are eliminated, Valen nearby enough, but XLG pumping the brakes a little bit, not just storming their way forward into the C site. Drone at the ready, will be sent through, Baby Bay. Scaling forward as that smoke dissipates, but Raga gets the better of him. checks in, tries to go for the slide forward. Valen will be able to shut him down. But now a 2v4. Otherwise, XLG looking to come away with another pistol round win. It's going to be a full pivot across to the A side.
Yeah, good call on the pivot here. You know there's at least one there, so at worst, you're potentially facing one other over on A, so see if you can open up a bit of space, and they have. Make this a lot easier on yourselves, but two healthy players on G2. A long lurk from Valen, but an alarm bot there to check him. So good diligence being shown. Good patience with hanging on to some of that util. Now the flank has been alerted to.
Yeah, no other choice, just has to clear it. Works his way down through sewers now. The turret set up as well. Let's get that further alert, and Trent has already been eliminated. He's looking for the KJ on that jump across, but Nomad will be able to play elusively. Valen going to be good for one, but Nomad has a 3K. Trying to fast track that lockdown on XLG. They find themselves another pistol.
Yeah, just keeping it a little bit simple here for XLG. Able to avoid any damage from, you know, a pretty nice curveball. It's because you're just a step ahead of it, as Rarga doesn't get caught by it at all as the Neon, and he's able to just slide past with the Frenzy. And then hanging on to that KJ util makes things all the easier. And he's letting him know he got another 3K.
I'm out of here.
He's going to be bringing a Bulldog, is no man, into this round.
Just a Bucky for Leaf. Let's jog him out. He's going to be looking to do that Jing impersonation. Gather orbs as quickly as one can. Trying to get the fast track on the ult.
They're going to be passive about this. With those shotguns there, if there's some patience shown by G2, they might get a little bit of value out of them. You never know. Headhunter for Baby Bay 2. See what Leaf has in store for us.
Smoke is going to fall, so it has to drift back around the corner, but there's no one to clear this drone for him.
Take flight.
Even then, it would just be Valen with a shorty, but doesn't actually check the corner. Now they have it confirmed. He's got no way to get out of this position, but it looks like XLG don't really want to even try to challenge it too heavily. Off the back away, but they do get a shock dart in to take him down to 25. Same time, a lobby control in the hands of G2. Valen still holding at garage with that shorty.
Just trying to hold tight angles. Trying to see if they can get some more value out of these close range guns, but Leaf hasn't moved a muscle.
Trying to swing out. No easy way to clear that recon, and Valen won't be able to make much happen with that shorty himself. Trent will find one. Swing around the back. Bulldog going to be scooped up for Jogamo. See what kind of damage he can get with it. He's down to 42 and doesn't have the util to try to heal himself back up. We'll just be playing it out from this low health. Curveball going to be lobbed in. Quick little double swing out from the site. And Lysor will be able to collect the kill onto the Phoenix. Then Baby Bank doubled up here inside of the garage. Will swing in. Lysor will collect all 4 kills for himself. And that's a 2-0 start, a very clean one for XLG.
That's exactly what they need, once again, to start the map. If they can keep that momentum going. Just great patience there, anticipating these players that are going to be around those corners, around those angles. They dealt with every single layer of it very nicely. Even had a little bit of backup there for Rarga when he gets flashed by Jogamo. So loving what I'm seeing. This is really clean, efficient stuff. You know, sticking together as a team, working together as a team. The coordination seems good. Let's see if now G2 can disrupt that a bit.
If they can find themselves a bonus conversion, this would be monstrous for them to run their way back into this. There's Baby Bank tucking back. Swing onto the corner, and Rocket's able to find him before he can even TP out. Not even that much damage going to be found. Leon still at 85 health. That is a critical pick.
That creates a lot of problems for G2 now. So you're going to have to throw bodies to get info. So it's going to come down to some of these individual moments, these individual players. Trent, Prowler, let's get a little bit of confirmation of presence. Has to re-clear sewers. And this is looking like an eventual B hit.
Trying to keep this attention on A. Jogamo out here in mid, gets the transfer, and massacres 4! Out of nowhere once again! And if you're Raga, you're just scratching your head wondering what in the hell just happened.
30 seconds left.
Finds the jump here on the leaf. Strafing his way out in the mid, but now they have his position noted. The spike still dropped outside of window. Trent lurks forward. Raga wanting to try to isolate him, find this kill, will be able to do so. Now needs to just try to stay alive.
10 seconds.
5 HP. Will go his separate ways. Jogamo on the prowl, looking to try to get the catch, spots him, but can't quite find him through the box. But Valen is there, situated on the C site to clean it up. It does get messy. They lose 3 players, so damage dealt to G2. And XLG cannot find the bonus conversion.
Oh, again, those curveballs, but those last 2 shots are outrageous from Jogamo. Oh, my. When he hits, it just seems like he's going to take a round for you. He's going to find that 3K, that 4K. Now he's got the ult. Shotgun there for Leaf. He's got the judge. He's going to be posted up in the garage. Trent, a lot of pressure here. It's one of the things about this comp as a Fade, you're oftentimes left on your own at long A. So your protocols and your ability to kind of escape danger have to be really, really good. You can see that XLG wants to try to put some pressure there to see if they can get him overstepping, but so far he's being patient with it. Judge confirmed.
Leaf is pulling back enough to get that gate crash out. They know that the judge is going to be in play just on the other side of that door. Let's pilot this one very cautiously. The Prowler will be able to spot out Lysor. Looks like this is going to end up being an A lean for XLG. Spike to be collected, but 2 players already scaled up at long. Trademark will be heard and noted.
Should give you a little of extra time here. Another change in this comp from G2 compared to HyperX is that they run the Astra instead of the Omen, so you have some stars there at the front of the site too to maybe disrupt this execute.
They're ready for the C's Molly. Try to catch them right here on the entryway. C's and the Molly end up going out a little bit early, and now looks like XLG going to be calling for a pivot potentially. Full rotate out, but this might be right into Leaf, who's got that judge now situated here at B main. The Nebula gone. The Neon sprinting forward. He's unable to confirm the kill with that judge. Trent now coming to the rescue. Leads up the kill on the Raga, and the time is getting away from XLG. They're going to try to go for another fast pivot. 10 seconds remaining. They find one, but it's already gone. They've absolutely squandered it. As soon as they run into that judge, it all goes awry. They're trying to hold on to these weapons, but Valen will not allow it. G2, 4 players surviving, tie it up 2-2.
And you can see the understanding that G2 has of the push and pull of this composition on the map. You know, don't give up too much as that Fade. You have that trademark there at the top of sewers as well to give you a little bit of extra comfort to play a little bit deeper, because you want to disrupt the executes. You want to get that Phoenix into position onto A to throw those curveballs to buy that extra little bit of time, maybe find those kills on the entry players. And that forces XLG away because you have that extra layer with the C's Molly and then the grab well as well. So it's really difficult. Like, they wanted to bait it out, but then they made that decision to pivot. And then there's that final piece of the puzzle for G2 with that shotgun.
Well, into the timeout in the Coinbase win condition. I mean, Avoya in the coach interview said he wanted the players to play a bit more ballsy. And so far, I mean, we've seen some intelligent play from them, pumping the brakes when they knew there's going to be shotguns on the other side, playing into that anti-eco. Clearly, they're aware of how G2 likes to position here, but it seems like those last little moments, not just trying to just send it into that A site, respecting that C's Molly a bit too much, then trying to go for a pivot and misreading and losing track of Leaf ends up costing them. So I have to expect that Avoya is getting in there, reminding them of the tendencies of G2.
And he's probably wanting them to be a little bit more proactive in the early part of the round. It's just taking a little too long because they can get that plant through probably if there's another 10 seconds, 15 seconds on that clock when they pivot back towards B. Or at least try to, at least make a better go of it. But it's just too little, too late. So G2 just gonna move the trademark a little bit. One of the things to note, it's over in the sewers.
It's a full armor buy for Raga, so it seems like they do want to invest the overdrive into this.
Absolutely, I love
Sheriffs
that.
and Bandits.
I love that. The garage is where the trademark is. Look at this push out.
This could be pretty rough here for Leaf potentially, but looking for the catch. Valen pushes forward, fills that space, and they know exactly where Lysor's ended up. Happy Way will manage to push his way forward. Picks up the enemy Astra to try to gain this space control on the C site. Spot out the quick shot. Happy Way going to be taken down. Leap still here, still fighting. It's good for it, and Baby Bay has the cleanup. No thrifty to be found. Silver linings that Raga never got the opportunity to pop that overdrive, so still does have it. It gets into a sticky situation.
I love the protocols here. Leaf going to push further forward into Cubby, has the TP to back out. Valen has that extra layer to cover. Even though Raga is able to get through, he took a bunch of damage on the way in. Baby Bay getting there with the Outlaw to help secure the round. So good coordination again. The big thing here for G2 today is that mental game and the coordination. That was something that was absolutely killing them against HyperX. Once they seem to get their feet planted and start to go, and there you go, Baby Bay gets an opener.
At this time with the operator in hand, and Happy Way has been the hero more often than not for the squad. It does get taken down, but it's a very nice clear of Garage from No Man. Leaf, bit of a rough start here on this Yoru, just the one kill we found thus far. Looking for the entry, push forward, Raga instantaneous with that one. Jogamo narrowly able to stay alive. Just didn't use a check forward, and Leo just tucked into the cubby, does manage to outdo him. Leaves it now to a 2v3, but Trent on the swing, instantly able to find Leo. No Man now dead as Baby Bay scales all the way out of a lobby. It is all down to Lysor. 1v2 to try to clutch this up.
God, the way he's been shooting today, though.
Oh, it's absolutely possible.
Yes.
Determined or not, whether he is standing or sitting after this round. Spike now planted. Fake of the TP, but ends up getting caught by the C's. Stuck in position for now. Baby Bay just going to be joining in alongside Trent here at the garage. Smoke now expiring. Doesn't have another for another 5 seconds. G2 start working their way forward. But Lysor, the quick peek, he's able to isolate one. He's looking for the second, but Trent will find him through the box. The defuse is in, and G2 stretching the lead, now up 4-2.
Heck of an attempt here by XLG. Some pretty good stuff on the execute. Raga almost has two. Takes Jog down to half. And he's going to get cut down, but that swing by Trent. Huge. Baby Bay, great job expecting the re-aggression off the clear of the alarm bot. Swapped guns there too, went over to the Phantom, found one on the ground. It's a really nice on-the-fly decision-making there from a lot of different players on G2. And Trent just barely able to win that last one against Lysor.
He did pop the tour de force, so he had that long-range option just in case. So we'll not have that, but I don't think he minds it too much. We'll have cash aplenty. For now has an outlaw, which is going to be useful against everybody aside from Raga. Once again, is going to be looking to try to utilize this overdrive. Swinging out the blaze wall. There's Leaf. Gets this Nebula pop and finds Leo as well as the spike. Happy Way swinging around the back, but he's already out like a thief of the night. It's a quick gate crash out towards safety, but No Man trying to fight back here at Sewers. It's a little bit of assistance from his Omen. Trent will be taken down, so now a 3v3. As Raga, instantly dispatched. What a shot from Leaf. Cleans him up, and now again, a player disadvantage. Bit of ring around the rosy here on the B site. Baby Bay not spotting out Happy Way, nor the other way around. I believe he hears that TP, and now will be able to strike, but no, Leaf still holding his own. Liza once again asked to do it all. Baby Bay, I think he's seen the gun barrel. The second shot will connect. 5-2, once again, economy broken down, the overdrive still in the back pocket. XLG just not getting into a solid position to really even start these rounds.
And the thing is even though Leaf takes that one player, you know, it's just proactiveness from G2. He gets out, and then they immediately re-aggress into Sewers because they know that that's where you're going to want to plant that lockdown from No Man. They want to prevent that before it even has a chance of getting through. You're cutting the ults away from XLG before they can even use them, putting them back onto an eco. Just phenomenal calling and game planning.
Clear of the recon, Baby Bay. Panic jump from him. What a shot from No Man, shutting down Leaf. Weapon not going to be recoverable here for the moment, but that is a very critical opening. As Trent has taken some forward space. Vandal in hand. Alarmbot will have heard that come back online, so should know that they're going to be trending towards this side of the map. They are cognizant, though, of the space they've given up. The wall raised, the Prowler to chase. There's the clear, there's the overdrive. Coming through, the blind connect, but Raga still able to find it. Goes down to 4 HP, narrowly survives. Jogamo trying to get into position to hold the line here on the site. Sends out the molly, the curveball through, gets the connection on the bolt, and Jogamo, ooh. He will be sat down, but such damage dealt. Gets it into an even numbered situation, but do they read this flank? No, man. On the approach, will have eyes on Baby Bay, and he will have him dead to rights. I mean, you can even drive a knife into him if you want, but no, we'll just go for the headshot. And that now leaves Valen to see if he can clutch this out. Drone gonna expire. Valen, I believe, able to skirt across, and No Man is not watching for this at the moment. A critical timing to get this into a 1v1. Leo on the other side, tucked away down below, and he will be able to find it. A Mastercard thrifty for XLG to win their third round.
Big stuff here. Popping that ult, and even though you get team blinded by Lysor once you popped it.
My bad. I keep scraping my microphone with my teacup.
That's okay. I'm laughing at a couple different things here in that round that were kind of a little bit wonky, but you know what? You get through it. Even though Jog again almost pulls off another 4K, that could have been a difference maker.
Let's go, baby.
All's well that ends well there.
That's going to be a big sigh of relief from the coaching booth, especially if they're able to string together a consecutive win.
Yeah, you're finally getting into maybe doing some damage to the economy here of G2.
All about the fall, but Happy Way just pulls back out to safety.
God, you have so many ults here, though, as G2. So you could play further back. You could play a little bit more retake or anti-pressure like we saw on Abyss with the Harbor, where you find out where that exec is coming through, and that's when you hit them with the ults. And they're in position to maybe do that. You can throw the run it back at it. Use the Cosmic Divide to cut them into pieces.
I don't think they quite got the spot there on to Valen. Shut down to the TP over the backside. Jogamo just going to be snapped back with the ultimate, but not before he's able to find No Man. So now that lockdown unable to come into play. Happy Way leading the charge, scaling forward, but this Nebula about to dissipate, and he is right out into the open. Leaf on Plat. Makes quick work of him. Jump peaks to find the other players. Now once again Lysor to try to clutch it out, but just 16 HP in a 1v3. Missing the window to find the punish, but has the haunt reveal. They know that they have him completely boxed in. Trent will clean it up, and G2 get up to 6.
Yeah, again, it's just a good read at the beginning of the round here by Valen. Saying, I think they might go C. Let's put our heavy stack that side. We've got some of the ults that we could potentially utilize. Doesn't even need to use the Cosmic Divide there because they just cut it down to size with, you know, Jogamo's ult. So good stuff. Just great planning. And yeah, boy is probably just wondering, how am I going to fix this? Happy Way is a shotgun there as a Viper.
Bit of a spot out on that cross. Nano gets popped. Trying to clear out the corner. Now the push can continue. Lockdown going to be in play. Obviously, no Sova, but will just be that Nightfall coming through, and Jogamo, unscouted in this position, just scales forward, is able to find that kill. Now sets up the wall, tucks away into the corner. Meanwhile, Leaf is still applying pressure from OMEN to try to keep this Phoenix protected. Pit now blooming in the spot onto one. Lysor going to be picked apart as Leaf is able to find that kill. Bucky comes in, Valen gets taken down. Jogamo just storming his way forward into this pit, but has not been able to find that Viper quite just yet. Finds himself on the wrong end of it. Happy Way has to clutch it out. Baby Bay dead here, just around on the swing, tucking into the corner. Leaf decayed all the way down to 1. Has the read, has the shot, and G2 have the round win as well as a lead at the half.
Oh, this is heartbreaking for XLG. They invest so much into this round. and they just can't get it to go. The money's going to be a little bit scuffed here for a couple players. You pull that shotgun through to try to save a little bit extra cash for this pit, and it almost works for Happyway. But Leaf just in time and moved out of that corner. Happyway would have got him because he probably would have body blocked him and then just shot him, but wasn't quite there.
VALORANT starting to feel it. G2 across the board starting to feel it. To swing in right into the crosshair. Baby Bay and Raga dead off the rip. As they look to try to pull off another thrifty, but Jogamo has this site on lock. You cannot play against his Phoenix out in mid. Just continues to tear them limb from limb. Now this all really comes down to OMEN being able to pull off a miracle with this lurk. He slinked his way all the way through that C site around towards the defender spawn. VALORANT tucked into the corner, goes unread. Happyway caught off guard, and now OMEN is in no man's land.
Should be no world where he gets anywhere near that spike, you would think.
Maybe he could get the catch here. Yeah, will be able to find the headshot. Needs 4 more of those. And even in a clutch scenario, the operator, not necessarily the weapon that you would love to have. Full flash connecting, clone over to the side. Doesn't fall for it, but Leaf is just swinging around. He's looking to knife him! That is just downright disrespectful from Leaf. Unbelievable. Oh, dearie me.
Oh boy, you know you've got him, and you're just gonna go for the style points. Oh, you're gonna try to take our op? Cool story.
Here.
I can bring a knife to this gunfight, no problem.
Takes the second right click, but eventually he's able to drive that dagger into the heart of OMEN, potentially into the hearts of XLG and the Chinese fans.
Ooh.
This time, great shutdown. Baby Bay unable to find that opening pick. Leo, the hell of a shot, but Trent just pushes forward into that fast lane, finds the kill onto Raga. The Hunter's Fury from Leo frantically searching, trying to find where he ended up. At the same time, Jogamo storming his way forward. Gets some damage in, but cannot confirm the kill. Snaps back with the run it back, and Lysor has been spotted and dealt with. Trent down to 26, unable to find anything else. Cosmic Divide, for now, still going to be holding them in position. Man, just on the opposite side. The wall to fall, spot out, and there's the spray down. Jogamo, far too wise to it. If they want to try to rotate out, VALORANT is watching the exit.
Exactly, and if they try to keep pushing A, that means that that U-tilt is now not going to be available to confirm the presence of a lurk. Let's see what they can get done. One's going to post up, looking towards the lobby. He's starting to make his way forward now. Pinging out the window, expecting that maybe that's where he would have repositioned to.
It's 30 seconds remaining. They have to make a go of it. It's the last round of the half. There's no saving here. There's no padding of the stats to be had. It will be a double face out of sewers. The 40 health between the remaining players, and Jogamo still here, still looking to be the gatekeeper of this site. The tap of the plant now has to be committed to. Happyway will find it, and it's going to be narrow margins. VALORANT will get there before the plant can come in. So all the same, this round, this half, and maybe this map is G2's.
Yeah, they're just so clean with this comp. And even when there are mistakes here and there, they're able to bail each other out with some great individual moments. That was a huge shot from Leo. Trent, though, double down on this with low health.
Well, 9-3, their tournament lives on the line. XLG need to rally back. We'll see if they can get the opening pistol as they swap over to the defender's side here on Haven.
Santiago, ¿cómo estamos? Les traigo un invitado muy especial. Para los que no lo conozcan, que sería raro, él es Golden Boy, es parte del talento de NA. Y bueno, quiero que todos le demos la bienvenida. Golden Boy, Golden Boy, Golden Boy.
¡Ay, Dios mío! ¡Hola, Chile! Soy Golden Boy de Visit the Americas. Estoy muy agradecido de estar aquí. Gracias, Chile. ¿Están listos? ¡Están listos!
Thank you so much, my man. Thank you so much. So, ¿qué les parece si vamos a gritar un poco por los equipos? ¿Dónde están los fans de Chile? What's good? What's good?
GB having some fun here on the stage.
Okay, how about
He loves the crowd work. Absolutely loves it.
I mean, he's been watching from the American side of the broadcast, the English side of the broadcast. You can tell he's been getting jealous. But also that this is such a meaningful moment for him. It's all the more meaningful now for XLG, looking to find some success here on a global stage. Couldn't make it happen on their map pick. And now they are looking at a 6-round deficit as they shift over to the defending side of this map. G2 have been running laps around them.
Yeah.
Jogamo taking point on this Phoenix.
He's been incredible. And it's only one round outside of the pistol and the anti-eco that XLG found, but it's all because of Jog. That Phoenix is just so oppressive in the way he utilizes it, the way he pilots it. BabyBay can't connect onto Leo there. Jog gonna start cycling the orbs, but he's so good with the curveballs. Oh, there you go.
Does finally get a shot through, takes him down to 45. Well, Harga, big push out into mid, but the Prowler is there. Very cognizant of this, but he actually turns making plays as Speedy finds two. How in the hell has Raga done that? Jogger's still gonna go pushing forward. BabyBay gets a piece of the pie as OMEN will be taken down. Suddenly, a 2v2 with Hell's advantages in the hands of G2. They're trying to get this plant. Still, Leo quite far away from joining up alongside Happyway.
Only one more Headhunter bolt shot for BabyBay. Oh, Happyway.
Oh, they're just gonna double face towards Garage. Jogamo, the one that collect the kill. And now Leo to do it all. Still another curveball yet in the hands of Jaw. As if he could find this elimination or death, he's gonna be one away from having that run it back available in the anti-eco. BabyBay just pulls back, deep disconnected position, goes for the check, does manage to find some damage. Leo now at 22 and Jogamo on the flank. They will just hand it to him. Fast tracking that ultimate, a 3K in the pistol, double digits now for G2.
Heartbreaking for XLG. They needed that pistol and they needed it bad. And it looked like maybe Rargo was gonna give him the opportunity. He has 13 health when he gets those 2 kills, but it's just not enough. Yeah, frustration. OMEN knows they missed a chance, missed an opportunity. But again, it's Jog with another multi-kill round to put himself up to 18.
18, 8-1. I know an America's caster's wife who is very happy with this performance. For XLG, wishing that there was damn near anybody else on the other side of the stage. TP forward. Leaf gaining that space and finding a kill. Happyway just gonna be taken down over at Lumber, the slide in from Raga to his demise. Picking them apart limb from limb. And suddenly it is just Lysor with a classic to see if he can stop this from being a flawless. Leaf has the spot.
Spike planted.
What are you meant to do?
Not much.
They're just gonna get crowd together. See who they can try to hand this kill to. And it will be Leaf to claim it in the end. Flawless on the anti-eco, 11-3.
Nice discipline from G2. Just immediately getting to those crossfires. Using that U-tilt to slow down the initial hit. Again, so good today with their util that when those floods or when those executes come through, that there's a piece of util there to cut it in half. Surgery being done by G2. XLG desperately need this round, to say the least.
There's so much more behind it. It's just the first step on a very long trek.
Oh, okay.
Back available, but okay, no man. We'll find Val, and that is a critical pick.
Yeah, he went on a push out there and just immediately falls back to the safety of his util. G2 though.
On the moment of the corner, I think he's going to be looking to maybe send this ult here. Seeing if he can get any kind of rise, any mid-exploration from XLG that he can punish. Well, it seems like Leo getting the spot out on Lee. Checking the corner. Here's how many weapons there on the opposite side of that wall, and yeah, will swiftly back away.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get much value out of the ult there.
Lee poking and prodding. He's trying to sell this as an A hit, and for now does have, okay, 3 players on this side of the map, but it looks like the rest are going to be joining in alongside him, given how much space he has gained.
Still looks B all the way. Oh my God.
Finds one. Quick punish. Raga sends out some shots, does get some damage through. Now Happyway really needs to be the one to try to hold the line. It's so much damage in response, though, down to 35. Now the ult immediately going to be snapping him back into the corner, the slide forward. Raga able to find Baby Bay, gets a shutdown, tries to turn the flash, but Jogamo is a little bit faster, finds a headshot, gets a second. As he wants this bonus conversion and wants this map finished. No man and Lysor. They have to win this out. They have to clutch it up. But Jogamo will continue to dissuade and deny. Potentially another 4K for him with this Phoenix. He just committed the ult. He's already halfway to the next one.
He is just so electric on this Phoenix. He's just great with the decision making. Okay, OMEN does collect one at the end. Takes Leaf out, but still, that's bonus converted, and now you're at match point.
9 in a row. It's what XLG need to try to force this into an overtime. Okay. Something very curious happened, but it is going to be XLG calling a timeout off the back of this. But Jogamo is just so damn dominant.
So patient, baiting out those rotations away from the B site where they can channel their energy back into that side, get some value out of the ult at least to figure out a position, and then he just goes to work. Starts digging the graves of XLG.
Perhaps the final Coinbase win condition for XLG. And this has to be, you know, one of the greatest speeches of all time. One of the best reads to try to rally this one back. I mean, we have seen miraculous comebacks, but right now it just feels like all the gas is out of the tank for XLG.
I'm having a hard time figuring out how they're going to stop G2. Maybe they'll get one or two. G2 is just so comfortable, and you're still going to have that outlaw. A couple players are going to have full shields, though. 3 out of the 5. So it isn't going to one-tap everybody, but it's that militia buy. Anything and everything you can scrape together here in XLG. It's going to push all their chips onto the A side.
Pitchforks and kitchen knives, whatever they can find with. Bit more impact than that, but sweeping out into long. Baby Bay not going to be able to find the shot, and okay, takes a good amount of damage. Baby Bay just going to have to stay tucked into the corner now. Nebula gets popped, so he has a bit of an exit strategy. Drone at the same time, able to go on the chase. 4 players behind this one. His Paranoia goes across. Drops down into mid. This is solid aggression from XLG, but they still would love to try to find a catch, and oh boy, Baby Bay, what a shot. Cannot find the follow-up, but Jogamo absolutely can. Sends out the curveball, knows that he's surrounded. Valen tries to peel off some of that pressure, but no man will still be able to collect 2. Gets it back to even numbers, but the spike has been planted during the chaos. with Trent now all the way over into B. Leaf as well. Now into C main. Has that Vandal. Pushing out a critical kill found Happy Way. Giving them a lifeboat back into this, but Leaf is trying to make it sink. ADS is in, gets the tap for the Red Bull clutch. 13-3, G2